Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Report. It's about a quarter to 10, March 4th, 2025, the calm before the storm tomorrow. You'll notice that it definitely was warmer today. You'll see there's a break in the clouds. We had a lot of high and mid-level clouds, part of a warm front, and now we have the surge of rain that's going to be coming in. Well, maybe surge isn't the right word, but it's gonna. You could see here. This is good. This is the river. I think river of rain might be better. You can see the river, and there's even some severe weather here going through squall line right now, going through right up through the lower, I guess, the Dixie Alley area. And you can see here's your comma from the, this definitely is a signature of a powerful low pressure system, and in the upper plains are getting snow from it. So when we go look at our weather map, you see here's your low. There's again all the action going on, and it's a very deep low too, as you see, very deep low on that front. So that is going to cause definitely some wind issues for tomorrow as well. So let's look at our current conditions outside. You notice again all the colors on this map. Winter weather. We've got high wind warnings, wind advisories for a large swath. So far, not in our area. I don't know what they're waiting for, but we're gonna need one tomorrow, and even a tornado watch for the lower part of Mississippi into Louisiana, and no active severe thunderstorm warnings right now at the moment, though. So you'll notice also we've got gale warnings in effect for our offshore waters and small craft advisories as well. So let's look at the observations right now across the area. And we've got temperatures generally across Long Island around 45 degrees at Islip, 45 at JFK, 48 at Central Park. So generally in the low to mid 40s. South wind, there was pretty stiff south wind today. Let's see New Jersey. Also, it looks like it's cooled off. You have 45 there also at Miller Air Park as well. Of course, in my alley, it is, let's see what we got. 49 degrees. Yeah, so, of course, it's about 4 degrees warmer in the alley. Still, even with all this wind going on. And it is pretty breezy out there. Let's look at the highs today. And highs were in the mid-40s across Suffolk County. And as we got into Nassau County, upper 40s to around 50. Low 50s in the city. And let's see, of course, a lot warmer in New Jersey, where the high in the Miller Air Park was 58 degrees. And even some low 60s in Linden, New Jersey, away from the ocean influence. Let's look at the lows. And there was radiational cooling last night because West Hampton got down to 15, actually 16, 28, though, at Islip. So radiational cooling mainly only in the Pine Barrens area. But there were 28 and even some mid-20s, 26 reported at Farmingdale. Farmingdale managed to be colder than Islip. That's kind of interesting. The city only in the mid-30s, probably along with my alley. And then they also had radiational cooling in the Pine Barrens west of Thomas River, where they got down to 19 degrees. Looking at our climate statistics for today. High, let's go look at Islip. I'm pretty sure we were a little bit above normal today. Actually not. The high at 46 was 2 degrees above normal. However, the low of 26 was 3 degrees below normal, putting us 1 degree below normal for the day. And I will go over we'll look again for the monthly statistics Thursday night. We'll look for those monthly statistics and see if we can find them. But right now we've got a storm to watch, so we'll hopefully get a final climate report by then. Hopefully Upton will have that prepared. No briefing from Upton on this storm, probably because of the NOAA cutbacks, thanks to the fat bastard. So we don't have any briefing at all on the storm coming. And that fat bastard and Dr. Evil. All right. I'm not going to refer to him as president because he is not really a legitimate president. And again, we have this line here. So we've got to watch this for tomorrow for sure. Looking at the Storm Prediction Center, you can see there's that enhanced risk area in the Dixie Alley area. And north of that, slight and then marginal. And then around that, you see the thunderstorm threat is extending pretty far north. But that marginal risk also extends pretty far north into Kentucky and even part of West Virginia. No, not West Virginia, just into Kentucky. So let's look at tomorrow's convective outlook. And let me find it. Here's the day 2. And that marginal risk is very close to our area. And you can see the enhanced risk throughout much of the Carolinas. Slight risk all the way through up into a good part of Pennsylvania. Honestly, I think that should be nudged a little more north. I'd put that slight risk where the marginal line is, and we'd put us in the marginal risk because I think that there is going to be a decent risk of some severe weather tomorrow. Looking at this very intense rain, this line, and the good news is it will bring plenty of rain for the wildfires in the Carolinas, but also in New Jersey. Just a little bit of an article here. 514 fires so far this year in New Jersey. That is insane. So we're way above normal, and that's because of the drought. We could definitely use some rain. Some of these fires were started by power lines. Some of them were started by a whole bunch of different things, but it's because of the drought. Let's go look at the models now. Oh, the satellite image, first of all, I want to just pan out. Just show the storm on the satellite. Look at how impressive that is. That might be the thumbnail right there, but that's really, really impressive there. That is very, very impressive. Very impressive, powerful low-pressure system right there. Let's go look at the models and look at the storm system here and what a powerhouse low that is. And that's going to go into the Great Lakes. You can see the isobars really getting tight over our area, which means wind and an LLJ tomorrow. And that line of heavy showers and thunderstorms, possibly severe, moving through tomorrow night. And then as we get into Thursday, we'll be on the rear side of it, still in a cyclonic flow, which might keep some clouds around, but it won't be raining or stormy. So this is a very powerful low-pressure system for sure. We can look at it on the European as well. And you can see that line there. That's really, really impressive there. This is what it looks like on the European. So really impressive storm. So let's look at the HRRR. 0Z HRRR first of all, and we will first look at the dew points and wind flow because this kind of shows you what's going to be happening here. So you can see here that the humidity will be coming up through the night into tomorrow, and dew points are going to rise into the 50s, so be a little bit muggy out there with a really stiff south LLJ flow. And this LLJ is going to be with us for a while. Probably it's not going to be over until the LLJ is probably not going to be over until probably in the middle of the night, probably tomorrow night. I think it will subside somewhat after that initial line, but it's still going to be around. And then as we get into Thursday, we see a westerly wind take over. And that should slowly bring in dry air. But you can see the air isn't that dry, which is why there'll probably be some clouds around. But right now, I'm more concerned with tomorrow. Temperatures tonight, not going to really drop that much. I think lows around 40. And then tomorrow, if you're in Jersey, inland, probably be warmer. Long Island, probably 50s. And then we're going to stay in the 50s throughout tomorrow night. So it's going to be staying warm through the night. So now, let's go and take a look at that LLJ. Here's the LLJ. So here's the LLJ right now, and you can see, look at that thin line. There's a purple area. That's where you're getting your strong winds, and it's over us 7, 8 o'clock across Long Island. You can see it's going to be over us for a little while. Look at that. And it continues to be over us, particularly Suffolk County, as we get toward 9 or 10 o'clock. So still over us, and then finally it pushes east. But that's still very, very impressive. Very impressive low-level jet. And this doesn't have the 700 to 300 humidity, but there's very moist air that's coming up from this. So if I pan this out just a little bit here, just to show you, let's change this to regions. Change the regions. Come on. Let's change the regions to eastern U.S. and show you the 700 now. I can't do it with the HRRR, but I can show it to you with the GFS. This just kind of shows you how moist the air is. So if we go over here, you can see that tongue of moist air that's going to be over us. Look at that. That's quite a tongue. So that air is coming all the way from the tropics. All right, just to show you where this air is coming from. So let's go back to the HRRR and look at how it handles the precipitation that we're going to be dealing with for tomorrow. So it is much needed. There'll be a few maybe light sprinkles or light showers during the day tomorrow. Not really that much. The action really doesn't start until we get toward, say, 4 or 5 o'clock. Probably after 5, we'll start seeing the rain, and then this heavy band of showers and thunderstorms come through. It's not that impressive on the HRRR, and it kind of just breaks it up. It actually doesn't look that impressive on the HRRR, and I don't agree with it. I think it's underdone. But we'll have that rain threat, and then as we get into the evening, the rain threat subsides. Now looking at the HRRR, let's see what it has for total accumulated precip. And you see here, it kind of jips Long Island a little bit. Suffolk County kind of has the band kind of fizzling as it moves east probably, but very heavy rain over New Jersey, 1 to 2 inches perhaps over the area that needs it most, which is the southern part, particularly Ocean County through Atlantic County and Burlington County, and down to the Jersey Shore. That area needs it the most, so maybe at least they'll get hopefully a decent amount of rain. That's where the best support probably is for the thunderstorms, and that's probably why they have the slight risk over there and not over us, but I still think we've seen this before where it doesn't always fall apart as quickly as the models think it does. But that's a decent amount of rain. But let's look at some other models. We'll go next to the HDRPS, and then we'll look at the NAM. This is the 18Z HDRPS, and that's definitely a lot more impressive there. Right around 7 o'clock it has it moving through, and it kind of sits over us. It kind of has it sit over us for a couple of hours, and that could definitely help add up the rain totals there. So it would have us sit over us for at least a little bit. So say from 7 to maybe 10. Let's see, this is 7. That's 10. So it kind of has it moving east by then. And that definitely would give us a lot more rain for New Jersey. And I mean, that's really impressive. Let's see, total accumulated precip on that is a little more impressive now, close to 2 inches right along the Jersey Shore. And in our area, we would see maybe 1.5 inches of rain. So this is definitely more impressive. It slows it down. It has more support, and it could be a nice little band of some really torrential rain that could come through. So that's what the HRRR shows. I mean, not the HRRR, the HDRPS. See, I make mistakes. It's from this place. I can't think clearly because of the lack of fresh air. So let's go look at the NAM next. And the NAM, again, shows that really impressive line. Again, right around. It's a little slower with this line. All right, so it still doesn't have it into New York City yet at 7. It arrives at 8 o'clock and then moves through. This is the NAM. But it's still, those looks like some pretty hefty cells right there. They're going to move through. And then it could have still some lingering shower activity after that. Total accumulated precip on the NAM, again, has some areas getting close to 1.5 inches, other areas maybe 3/4 of an inch to an inch. That's what the NAM is showing. Right? This is the 0Z NAM that we are looking at right now. So the next thing we are going to talk about, obviously, is the winds with this storm. So the wind is going to be the other issue that we have. So got an idea of the rain. Now let's go and talk about the wind. And we will look at Ventu Sky first, which is the HRRR. And we'll go to the wind Wednesday. And you can see Wednesday what happens here. And you can see how warm it is inland. The coast, we have that south wind. So I guess maybe the thinking is the storms will weaken when they hit the south wind. But it doesn't happen instantly. And especially if you're in the western part of Long Island, Nassau County, more of a chance of seeing some thunderstorms. We'll first look at the Cape here. Here's the Cape, and it is showing some off to the west, but none over us. And this is the HRRR, so it may wind up being underdone a little bit. But let's go look at the wind gusts for tomorrow. Here we are in the afternoon. We're already seeing winds gusting close to 41 miles an hour, 50 at the Jersey Shore even in the afternoon. So this is why I think we need a wind advisory tomorrow. I don't know why Upton hasn't issued it yet. Here we are at 3 o'clock. Winds, look at this, gusting closer to 60 miles an hour on the Jersey Shore. So there's going to be some power outages for sure, scattered power outages due to these winds for sure. A little less on Long Island, but this is wind advisory, possibly high wind warning. So I think definitely wind advisory for tomorrow. I don't know why Upton hasn't issued it, but I'm issuing wind advisory for tomorrow for sure. And maybe even some areas might even need a high wind warning, perhaps along the Jersey Shore. 5 o'clock, here we go. Actually dives the winds. Now brings the stronger winds over Long Island. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we're seeing gusts over 50 miles an hour. So definitely we're going to need a wind advisory at the very least. I don't know why Upton hasn't issued it. But again, because of the cutbacks at the Weather Service, this may be some of the stuff that we're going to have. We're going to kind of on your own here with the weather. But I'm going to talk about that in another video. I have a lot of harsh words for the fat bastard in that one. Anyway, you can see here that 51 miles an hour gusts here still. Within those thunderstorms, there could be even stronger wind gusts, though the HRRR is not showing that. The HRRR is not showing that. But you can see it kind of slows it down here. Here at 9 o'clock, it's still kind of sitting. And look at that. 10 o'clock, it actually picks it up again. This is the HRRR. It actually picks up the wind gusts again, even at 10 o'clock. That still has the LLJ over us. It's going to be very slow to leave. Here we are at 11 o'clock, but still getting pounded with the LLJ, wind gusts over 50 miles an hour. And then finally, I think by later on, finally it starts dissipating. Finally, it starts dissipating by after midnight. So the HRRR really slow with getting that LLJ out of here. It's very, very slow with it. All right. Let's look at the winds aloft on this. So we're going to go to 1,600 feet just to show you what's happening over our heads tomorrow. And you can see it at 1,600. Look at these winds. They're roaring. 1,600 feet. That's like the height of maybe a little, about the height of the Empire State Building. So 68, 69 miles an hour. The winds are howling aloft. So any shower and thunderstorm can help bring that down. You see the LLJ still over us. 5 o'clock, still over us. 7 o'clock, here we are, still over us. 74 mile an hour winds. Look at this. 83 mile an hour winds. This is aloft, but you can see 9 o'clock, the winds are still just howling across Long Island. You see some relief in Jersey after 10, but no relief for Long Island. Suffolk County getting pounded at 11 o'clock. So these are the winds at 1,600 feet, but again, they could come down to the surface. So yeah, high wind warning may even be needed. These are some very strong winds that are aloft. And that's your low-level jet. If we can go even higher, let's go a little bit higher. Let's go to 850, or it gets even more insane. Yeah, look at that. That's an insane LLJ right there. That is insane. So, and this will also cause effects for the ocean, too. There'll be some high seas as well. So there may be some beach erosion from this storm as well. Definitely showing some of those waves here. So let's go to the windy.com site. And we'll go and look at the wind on this one. HRRR is pretty impressive, though. Let's see what the Euro has for us tomorrow in store. Euro is... All right, that's not too bad, but that's only in the morning. Let's go up to 3 p.m. Oh, yeah, 3 p.m. Here we go. Gusts. It's not quite as impressive with the gusts. Here's a 3 p.m. Starts getting a little more impressive as you head toward 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. is particularly where this line would be. It has it out in the middle of the ocean, but where that line is, you could have wind gusts over 60 miles an hour, which, again, would warrant severe thunderstorm warnings for that. So this is what the... Euro shows. Let's just look at a few more. Let's look at it actually shows the NAM as well, and the NAM obviously more frightening. We'll look at the NAM as well, but you can see here, it has wind gusts over 60 miles an hour. This is on the high end of things, but still very, very, very impressive with the winds there. 65 mile an hour gusts, 67 mile an hour gusts. That's really impressive. This is 10 p.m. Euro is a little quicker to move it away versus the HRRR, which kind of has it lingering around, so to speak. Well, this is the NAM. The NAM is a little quicker to move it away. Let's go to the European again. See if it moves it away. Yeah, it has it lingering a little more like the HRRR, so it's going to be a little... This LLJ is going to be with us for a decent period of time, and the longer it's around, the more damage it's likely to do. As far as tree branches coming down, possible power outages, and things like that, because the wind is going to be with us for a while. There's a thing called wind accumulation, too, which kind of shows you how the wind accumulates over a period of time. And I can move this. Let's move this. When I move this, this needs to be moved back. Yeah, that's pretty significant. So a wind advisory at the very least, I would definitely have that in effect. May need a high wind warning, at least for a shorter period of time, wherever those thunderstorms possibly develop could, or a severe thunderstorm warning, but there could be some stronger winds embedded in those thunderstorms. So that's what we have. That's what we have showing on here. And if we go to the waves, yeah, there'll be some high surf as well from this. Oh, yeah, look at that. So, yeah, it's going to kick up the surf quite a bit as well. So there could be some minor beach erosion as well from that. It's going to be quite a storm tomorrow. That's what it's looking like. I'm not looking forward. Well, I am sort of looking forward to if we get a thunderstorm. It would be kind of interesting, but it's going to be a mess out there for sure. And we can also look at the thunderstorm. This actually is a little bit of a thunderstorm forecast. Let's go back and see if it shows any thunderstorms here, since you're not really showing anything. But I think there could definitely be some thunderstorms embedded in there. There's always a chance that could happen. So we'll have to take a look at that. But this is, again, this is just a low resolution of the rain that we have. But this is what we've got going on. It's going to be quite a windy day tomorrow. Here's just the regular, not gusty winds. There could be winds sustained around 30. So, yeah, this is definitely a wind advisory kind of weather, at the very least, wind advisory, if not a high wind warning. I don't know why they have not issued it yet, but they really do need to. So that wraps up things up. Tomorrow night will be very interesting for sure. And we'll see what happens. But just prepare for a period of heavy downpours between 5 o'clock and 8 p.m., I would say. Could linger around 9, especially if you're in Suffolk, along with, again, some really strong winds. So that, and there could be, again, a thunderstorm in there as well. That's entirely possible as well, especially if you're in New Jersey. That wraps up this Long Island weather report. And, yeah, I know I spoke a little bit about New Jersey because I may have to go live there. That's part of the reason why, but also because it's close to our area. And it kind of shows that there is an area that's going to be close to our area that's going to be affected, I think, by some severe thunderstorm activity. And that is definitely something that I'm surprised this isn't showing anything. You know, this is... Just look for a minute. Does NAM give us the thunderstorm threat? NAM doesn't show anything either. Honestly, I don't know why it doesn't show it, but I think there will be some thunderstorms tomorrow night, especially to the west, where the best instability will be. Where it'll be warmer, but I still think that could happen. It's entirely possible. Anyway, we got a big storm coming tomorrow. There it is. So. Again, we will get some rain out of it that we need, because we are in a, especially New Jersey, we're in a really bad drought. We could use that rain. So that wraps up this Long Island weather report. Have a good night.